Sup, bro?
I'm Dodi here with my little brother Manny, and today we're going to be talking about last week's release information leaks and whole shebang on the PlayStation 5. Am I right?
That's right. We're going to go into the specs of the PS5, what we know, the exclusive games that we thought were eye-opening to us, and the price of the console itself, and as well as the look of the console.
Sounds great. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, bro. So, something I think we got to address, and we got to do it first because it's kind of the most important thing, is the space alien look of this new console. So I want to get your thoughts on it before I tell you mine, because I think we have pretty different opinions about this.
We do have different opinions. I do agree that it does look like a router. I can't lie.
Spaceship.
A little router, a little spaceship. But in my opinion, it looks really cool. I mean, it's something different. It's very futuristic. I was the type of guy to like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which is more futuristic, while he's the type of guy to not like Advanced Warfare.
Hey, it's not a good game.
So yeah, but personally, I think although it is very futuristic, it's really cool to me. The only problem or issue that I do have with it is that it looks huge. So I don't know how I'll be able to travel with it coming back from school or going to school, taking a flight with a huge monitor in my backpack. It might be a little difficult. But on the other hand, let me get your opinion on it.
Yeah, so it's ugly. It's just ugly. I don't care if we're looking at the version that has a disc or the version that doesn't have a disc slot in it. Whatever you want to think of, it's just ugly. It looks like they grabbed our router. I'm looking at our router right here down below, and it's literally looks like the PlayStation in a mini version. And still, I don't think it's a good router, a good looking router. It's a decent enough router. And I don't think it's something that people want to have in like their living rooms. And I feel like that was a big thing, especially with the PlayStation 4, which is like sleek, very well made, kind of crisp, kind of clean. That's the aesthetic I like in my games. I like them to be clean, crisp, and I feel like they nailed it on the PS4, which helped them a lot within this console war. And then for some reason they decided not to nail it on the PS5. They decided to make it kind of ugly, kind of look like an ugly book. The one without the disc is slightly better because it doesn't look like it has just like a big old like slit in the middle. It's just kind of nice and black and clean and all the way through. And so really I think it's just something that is one, it's kind of big in general. Like I see the size of it. It looks like a small PC, like a decent sized PC actually, or like a smaller end PC, maybe a micro ATX case or something. But definitely something bigger than you normally see or think of at a console. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think I don't like the look. I feel like they could have gone so many better ways with it. They didn't have to do the Martian ears. They could have just kept it nice and square. Honestly, if it just looked like the PlayStation 4, I'd be happy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes, a lot of people have different opinions. So, I mean, we won't judge his opinion, and we won't judge my
right
opinion. But let's get into what's important though. So let's look at the specs. What's actually inside the console itself? How powerful is it? And,
so this is crazy. This is one of the things that I'm actually super excited about, because this pretty much kills any of those like $500, $600 PC builds. I feel like those PC builds are basically obsolete. That like there's no reason to get a $600, $500 PC. We'll get to that once we get to the price, but because of how good these specs are, so right now I'll just compare it to the PS4. So on the CPU, we have an 8X Zen 2 cores 3.5 gigahertz CPU on the PlayStation 5, while on the PlayStation 4 we had an 8X Jaguar cores with a 1.6 gigahertz processor. So that's almost doubling the computer power right there. Going from 1.6 to 3.5 is not exactly double, but it's almost doubling the power outage that you're going to be seeing there. So I really appreciate that. Actually, is it more than double? No, it's almost double. No, it is more than double.
It's a little bit more than double.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit more than double. I did my math really
like
messed me up.
0.1% or
Yeah,
0.1 gigahertz.
It's a little bit more than double right there. So that's crazy how much power they're getting off the CPU. But really the important part right here about these from these things is that 10.28 teraflops on the GPU. That's comparable to like $350 graphics cards. That is the amount of teraflops that the 1080 Ti has. I believe so. That's the 1080 Ti. So last generation model of graphics cards, and those go for like $350, even if they're like used and stuff. So the graphics card I have in my computer is pretty much the same type of graphics card that this thing's gonna get. So I feel like it's gonna have a great possibility to push these games so that developers can optimize and push these games up. Maybe we'll see more 90 frames per second, or maybe we'll see every game at 1080p 60, which would be kind of the gold standard. I feel that really console gaming has to reach 1080p 60 on high, which is what we would say on PC, which is pretty much what I run most of my games, and I usually drop them down to normal or medium, so that I can get over 60, so I can get a good 90 to 120. But I feel like on a console, if we're getting 1080p 60, that's the gold, and this GPU is gonna do just that, and I'm sure you're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I definitely am. Being a console streamer, it's definitely they're kind of holding us back, man. It sucks because like we get our PCs or we get our laptops, whatever we like to stream with, and we can't really stream that 1080p because of the console that we have. I know we got to that with the PS4 Pro. They were able to give us that, but now it should just be a norm where where we're able to stream at 1080p 60 with the first gen of this new gen console. So that I'm really excited for, and I'm really excited to see other people be able to also stream their games and enjoy it just as much as I do.
Yeah, that's great, and I'm happy too. This means that if we're getting these cheap GPUs, they're making cheaper GPUs in consoles. That means that the GPUs are going to start getting cheaper ones for the PC, and then the PC will also have even better gaming, and eventually, hopefully, the consoles will catch up and have also good gaming at a lower price. But again, still not going to compare to $1,000 PC or even a $900, $850 PC like mine. I feel like just the CPU in mine is much stronger than this CPU that we're getting. So we'll see difference there, but still pretty good. I'll run through the other ones pretty quick. We're gonna have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is incredible. Actually amazing. Right. You're not gonna be running out of RAM storage on anything. With 448 gigabytes bandwidth, which is good. Good internal storage device, 825 gigabytes SSD, which is perfect. Almost a 1 terabyte SSD. That's great, and fully upgradable, so you can add another one if you want to add another 500, another gig, 1 terabyte one or whatever. So that's great, and everything else is kind of just basic stuff, that your USB HDD support and stuff like that. And finally, you'll get an 4K Blu-ray optical drive, which is great for anyone out there that's still watching movies off the Blu-ray. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't want to harp on the Blu-ray too much, but it is kind of a cool feature for anyone who's still got the Blu-ray and wants to see those picture perfect quality movies like Avatar or something like that. But other than that, I mean, I think that's pretty much all we got on the specs, and I think they're really good. They're really good for the price, and I feel like it's going to bring gaming up to a great level on consoles. You're finally going to get something a lot prettier to see and to be able to play on more FPS. So, yeah.
Very true. So now let's get into the exclusive games. A couple of the games that we saw on the reveal, the reveal date. We saw at the beginning a teaser of what we thought would be a new GTA.
Oh right? God, that pissed me off.
Let's see how. What are your thoughts on that? You saw new GTA, like you saw the characters. You knew it was gonna be a GTA, but then all of a sudden they throw you with that GTA 5.
Yeah, as soon as that GTA 5 logo popped right back up, I was like, man, they did it to us again. They didn't do anything, actually. Rockstar didn't do anything. They didn't make a new game for the new console, launch it with the console, make it blow up with the console, make console package exclusives, make PS5 Grand Theft Auto 6. It would have been cool. It would have been fun. I don't know. It really disappointed me that we're getting another reskin of Grand Theft Auto 5. A lot of us have already passed the game a couple times, have played it on 2 generations now, on the Xbox 360 and then on the PlayStation 4. It just feels like a money grab for them. They're just trying to go get the money from that GTA 5 again. I mean, good for you, Rockstar. Get that money, but come on, give us Grand Theft Auto 6.
Give us something new. Really,
Yeah.
give us something new. Now I know this isn't an exclusive game, but it was the first game that was teased or shown in the in the in the trade
In the expose.
in the expose, I guess you could call it. Um, but yeah, I'm really hoping for something new. Maybe they'll spice it up. I have faith in Rockstar that they can make this be a little bit more different. Like, yes, it has been a game for almost 2 generations of consoles.
3
now. Or yes, almost 3.
Going into 3.
Going into 3 generations of consoles. But I'm hoping that they have something new, something to spice it up. Maybe like different heists or different companies that you can make throughout the game and whatnot. So I'm actually excited to see what they have in store for us. But we would have loved to see a new GTA.
And I'm sure there'll be different heists and different other things, missions to go around. But the story is going to be the same, and the characters are going to be the same. And you can't really develop those characters any deeper without giving us a whole new game that we can enjoy and play for it. I'm sure it's still going to cost the $60 or whatever, $55 that they're going to cost, or maybe more, because they're new games that are going to require more RAM and they're going to play harder, play faster. So maybe they'll charge $70 for this next game, and I don't know. I feel like giving us the same game, if I already own it on PlayStation 4, then let me just play it on PlayStation 5. I'm okay with that. But if you're going to make me buy it again, then I'm like, nah, man. Okay, just don't do that. Don't do that again. Don't do that. I don't want to see the same game. Give me a new game if you want to bring it out on the new console. Maybe that's just me being spoiled and wanting new games, but but I do like games, so there's that.
That is
all right.
true,
But enough
very
of this game that it's been beat to death by 3 consoles now. Let's talk about the cool new games that are coming up. The one I'm excited about especially is Spider-Man Miles Morales. That first Spider-Man game was beautiful to look at. It was amazing to play. It had a lot of really fun missions, and it was just, you really felt like you were Spider-Man while you were doing it. And I feel like the trailer kind of gave that same feeling. Although it is going to be a new character, it's not going to be a direct sequel from it. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be Spider-Man. Like, the mechanics should still all work the same, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that Spider-Man game. That exclusive game, that like their flagship exclusive game as the Spider-Man is exciting to me. I don't know what you think.
It's a huge exclusive game for them, for PlayStation. That is. I got a chance to play the Spider-Man exclusive this on the PS4, and it was incredible. It was my first year of college. I rushed down to my friend's dorm because he had it, so I went down there and I got to get a little good feel on it, and I will say that it was fantastic. It was amazing. It was whatever adjective that you want to use, whatever positive adjective you want to use. It was incredible. I loved it, and I'm very excited to see what they can do with this Spider-Man, making the field maybe different or something even cooler with this whole new, like, these specs, and being able to run it at even better specs, or just being able to see it look even more beautiful. It would be crazy. I'm excited to see what they can do with this game.
Yeah, and it's definitely gonna look so much better. What other games are you excited about that are coming out that you saw in there? Do you like Hitman, or
I saw the
Ratchet and
Hitman
Clank or anything like that?
I saw the Hitman, and I want to say the Godfall. Godfall looked cool too.
Yeah, Godfall did look fun. Although Godfall and like Ratchet and Clank and those other like exclusive, the one with the little fluffy thing, I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah,
it's like a little marshmallow thing. That one also looked super cool. But it's mostly like, I like those games because, not because I'll play them. I'm not really interested in playing them, but I like them because I like the idea, and I like looking at them, looking at the processing power that this console is going to give us. I feel like those flagship games are really tailored to work with this console super well. So that's where we'll see the peak of pretty, the peak of cool, the peak of innovation on the PlayStation. Like the showing off, because Sony wants to show off exactly what they did with this new console, exactly how cool it is, exactly how many different things it can run at the same time. And I feel like these little flagship games that you may be like, oh, they look like indie games. They're just made exactly to show off the power and the percentages that this console can rack up there.
Exactly. If you guys haven't done so already, do go watch that video. It's literally the first beginning clips that we're talking about that even shows the exclusive games, and then they go into further detail along the way. But just watch that first 5 minutes of that video, and you'll see what we're talking about. We see the beauty of the games that are going to be able to be played in this console, and it's really exciting for us geeks that we love to see this progression of technology in our consoles.
Yeah, definitely exciting. Super exciting, especially if it comes at a good price, because I feel like we're at the point where we should be talking about the price. These new games and these new awesome graphics and this new processing power and all this, if it comes at the price that doesn't break the bank, that's saying $399, $499.
You're stretching it with
maybe $5.99.
Yeah.
$5.99 or okay. Now if this comes out and sells at $6.99, I'm out. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying it. Build a PC. An $800 PC will run better than this. You can put a 1660 Ti or you can put a 2060 XC and have better performance, better longevity, and have all the perks that come with PC gaming, and a better looking case, because trust me, any PC case out there looks better than that thing. But if it comes at the $399, $499 models, oof, that is going to be game changing, because there is no $500 PC out there. There's no $500 PC build out there today that's going to give you this kind of performance at this kind of budget, with the commodity of it being a console that you kind of just plug and go. There's no drivers to update. There's nothing to do. It updates itself every few weeks whenever the developer puts out an update, and you're not having to like, oh, is my SSD working? Which part of it isn't working? Which part of it do I have to update? Which drivers aren't working? My graphics are this and that, and actually having to know all those technical things, which are fun if you're a geek like me and want to do it, but it's not fun if you just want to turn on your PlayStation every Saturday and just game for a couple hours and just hang out with a couple friends. So that's not what PC gaming's for. But at that price, at a cheap price that you can get a $1,000 PC and then spend another $300 getting yourself a PlayStation, then yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. That's gonna be perfect. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. So we've heard rumors about $1,000 at one point for this console. As soon as I saw that, I said I'm going back to Xbox. But I mean, I'm hoping we don't need to. I've really liked the feel of the controller now for the PlayStation. That's a big thing for me as a gamer. I like the way the controller feels now. So I got used to it and whatnot. I know I could just go back to Xbox and get used to it, but I don't know. I'm really hoping for that $300, maybe $400 max $500 console, right? So I really think it'll be at,
it won't be $300
at a $500.
Know that it will not be $300.
I'm really hoping that it's like at a max $500. I'm willing to spend those $500 for a good console. With these kind of specs and this type of power, it's a no-brainer that this console is good for me and I should buy it.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I want to talk about and just mention real quick, I know we'll get deeper into this when we could talk about the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5 here in a couple of weeks, when we dive into that, because we're looking into talking about the Xbox next week and then the Series X the week after that, with comparing it to the PlayStation the week after that. But controller, hands down, the Xbox controller is a superior controller to the PlayStation controller, which is why even in this new controller, it kind of looks more like an Xbox controller. If you're looking at the new PlayStation 5 controller, it's thicker, it's a little bit wider, and it just kind of looks more like an Xbox controller than the usual like skinny PlayStation controllers. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're gonna have to adjust either way moving into the next console, because they are changing the way the controller looks, and so that's a big thing for Sony. They had refused to change for 4 years. This controller you're looking at, this PlayStation 4 controller, it is a PlayStation 1 controller, just a little bit nicer, like cleaner cut. It's a PlayStation 1 controller. So I'm kind of excited for that, because the PlayStation 5 controller does look a little bit bigger, does kind of feel like you have enough hand space. I always felt with the PlayStation controller, my hands were too crowded. So I feel like that's another thing that we didn't really cover, but it should be mentioned that the PlayStation is also changing controller, and I think for the better. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, well, we'll have to see as soon as we get our hands on it and it hits the shelves and we're able to get it in those holiday seasons. So we're ready for that. I know I am. You just built your PC, so you're kind of not even looking at it.
Yeah, I'm not really looking at consoles, but I don't know. I might pick up one here. I'm actually thinking about picking up a Switch more than really getting another type of console, because all my hardcore gaming and like FPS and stuff will be done on my PC. But I think eventually I'll probably wait for the second gen of the PlayStation or the Xbox, whichever one kind of comes out better. Whenever they take out that second version of the 5 or the Series X, whenever they take out that second version, that's when I'll probably look into getting them, because I feel like that second version always like is a big leap ahead of it. That's when we got on the PlayStation 5 with the Pro hit. That's when we got the cooler, the better graphics and all that kind of stuff. So I might be waiting on to that. I know you're gonna jump on board pretty quick because you do love yourself some console gaming, and that's fair. But yeah, I feel like it's just due time and good stuff that's gonna come out from here. And with these specs and stuff, it's getting good. Console gaming is getting better. It's getting there. I'm not gonna knock it. It's fun. I've seen it work, and yeah, man, I'm excited to see how it actually performs here. I'm sure we'll get more leaks in a couple months, and we'll be all about talking about that as soon as we're ready for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys haven't done so already, leave a like if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content. What else you gotta say?
Tell us what you think about it. Tell us what you think about the PlayStation 5 down below. If you think it looks like a router, tell us. Say right router. Just type in router.
Router.
If you think it looks like, if you think it looks cool, type in cool. If you hate it, type in router. All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. This was fun talking to you, brother. See you soon. All right. See you later, guys.
Talk to you guys soon.
With